I found distractions to be one of the biggest killers to progress. Every day I have to be intentional about blocking out the noise, and it's hard, especially when everything around me is screaming for my attention. So here are some of the things that have helped me reduce and in some instances totally kill distraction. Hi guys, it's Antoinette and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you like the content, then consider subscribing. Now I've got another great video for you in line with personal development and things that will help us get to the next stage, get to the next level, and make 2020 or the subsequent years work for us. So the first point that I have to help get rid of distraction is don't read your email first thing. When I try and tackle my emails first thing in the morning, it has this kind of rabbit hole effect that will lead you down a day of not being productive. One email will lead to another email, which will lead to another email, and some emails take you off course completely. For instance, you might read something and then you need to make a phone call based on what you've just read, and your whole plan that you had for your day kind of just goes upside down. So I tend to leave my emails to much later on when I've got like my priorities out of the way. Obviously, this is not applicable to you if your actual work, your job, what you do is based on you constantly having to check emails. But if you're in a position where you can leave your emails off, then try and do that. Bottom line, try not to read your emails at the start of the day. It can be such a huge distraction, which nicely leads on to my next point, which is switch off notifications. This has helped me so much. I've lost count of the number of WhatsApp groups that I'm in right now. It's actually ridiculous. It's a lot. It's a lot. And because WhatsApp is such a huge distraction for me, I'm now having to mute myself out of a lot of these groups because these constant notifications constantly popping up all the time, and it's just useless messages. So I just mute myself out of it so I'm not checking all the time when something comes up. And this is the same for my social media apps. I've said this before. Apps like my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, I have all of my notifications turned off. So it's not until I actually go into the app that I see notifications or see messages that have been sent to me. This has been one of the best things that I've done. You need to be intentional about switching off the noise. And another thing that I also do is during my work week, I only go on Instagram in the morning and in the evening, unless I have like filler times. You know, sometimes if you're going out, you're in a dentist waiting room or something like that, then you've got nothing to do, might as well. Or if I'm on a break, then I can go on it. You just need to kind of restrict yourself from how much you're accessing social media. And I know a number of people claim that they have these trackers and stuff that help them with their usage and all of that. There's so many apps out there now that can help you stay off it. But I find that if I'm in the role of working, as long as I have my notifications off, I'm cool. I don't go and check my phone. But if your self-discipline is quite low and you know you need a step further, you need something that actually bars you out of the app, then do what works for you. So the next point is delegate or push back. If something doesn't need to be done by me and I can afford to delegate it out to other people, then I do that now. Because if I try to do everything myself, it becomes a distraction and it eats into valuable time where I can be doing something that only I can do. This has helped me a lot actually in achieving goals, because it can get overwhelming when it's just you having to do so many different things and wearing so many different hats. So when you get to the stage where you know that you can delegate work out to other people, or other people can carry this load for you, then do it. And likewise, if something isn't my priority, then it gets pushed back so that I can focus on what needs to imminently be done right there and then. Prioritizing in your schedule is always a win. My next point is to stop multitasking, and hands up. This is by far one of the hardest things for me to do, and I'm still actively working on this. I really do have a long way to go with this one, because naturally I feel like as a mother, as a wife, everything, you just get used to juggling so many different things at the same time. It just comes like that. And there's so much research out there that now proves why multitasking is actually really bad for us and we need to stop doing it. So I now have to be very intentional and stop myself when I see myself multitasking or trying to go down this, do this, then jump onto this, jump onto that, and you don't ever really get anything done. You're just like hopping everywhere. You don't completely do one thing. I'm having to pull myself back and say, no, finish this before you move on to that. You can't be like block, 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 because then you're not effective. You're all over the place. So unless it's a situation where I can't avoid it, I'm trying to pull myself back from multitasking. And you know, if I think about it, even my previous employment helped cement this bad habit, because my whole day consisted in me multitasking. That's what I did day in, day out for years. And now you're telling me I can't multitask? I think multitasking, if you look at it on the bigger scale, it is a distraction, because you're not ever really getting anything done. You just busying yourself. And where are you going? What are you doing when you're just like blah, 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 everywhere? So finish what you have to do and then move on to the next task. My final point is fix your gaze ahead of you. A big distraction is like kind of running after everyone else's strategy and the way they do things, and not actually understanding what works best for you and what you should be doing. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be inspired by people or learn from them or learn from other people's successes, but I think the most important thing for me anyway, first and foremost, is asking God to reveal to me what is best for me. And he will lead you. He'll give you that complete personalized blueprint that is right for you. No one else but you. You're not like everybody else. So what someone else might be doing and doing it successfully, if you try and do it, it might not necessarily work for you or work for you the way it's working for them. So ultimately, I think it's best to find out what works for you. And when you do that, things begin to unfold and you won't be distracted by what next mans are doing. You just won't. You won't be swayed by what someone else is doing. You'll be confident in knowing that what you are doing is right for you and you're just on track. Now, at this point, if you've got any other methods that work well for you in getting rid of distraction or even killing it completely, let the other people in the community know. Leave them below in the comments box. Until next time, people, remember that it's one step at a time to becoming confident. And if you choose life, you choose love, you'll live confidently. I'll see you in the next one.